Can we please have quiet on the set?
Awesome! It caught on in a flash. They played the mash. They played the monster mash.
I'm Luke Summerhays.
I'm James J. Miles.
I am Andrew Rice.
And I'm James the Jaster Stewart.
And you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this week's episode, we're hunting the Mizutsune.
Ooh.
A specially evolved leviathan with a sleek, lithe body. Mizutsune can secrete a peculiar fluid that covers its foes in immobilizing bubbles. Once its foe's movement is impaired, it closes in with spry, dance-like movements.
I don't like the sound of a peculiar fluid.
Well, you know it's coming from the monster's body, mate, so you know it wasn't really fairy liquid.
Sticky
waste.
from
Yeah.
being sold.
This is, quite honestly, probably my favourite monster in Generations, and maybe one of my favourite
Really?
monsters full stop. Yeah, I really like the Mizutsune.
It's well up there. It's clashing with Glavenus for me, and obviously Azarus.
It's definitely my favourite flagship out of the Fate 4.
I like its design, I like the fight, I like the music, which we'll all be talking about in depth in a few minutes, of course, but just full stop, I really like the Mizutsune.
I will say, actually, the hunt we just did has sort of made me fall in love with it again. Because fighting it without good armour, I realised that, like, how hard it is to fight, because it moves really quick.
Mhm.
And it's obviously, when you've got nice sturdy armour, it doesn't feel like it's doing much damage. But when you
Yeah.
don't have that,
Yeah, when I died, like, I didn't realise what I died from, like, because it's...
Well, it one-hitted us,
like
didn't
it
it?
done anything.
Yeah.
so it was just it's like shooting right through us.
Most dangerous attack when you're armoured up is its water beam, right?
No, it seemed like it seemed to just sort of stand on its rear paws and do a bit of a swipe. And it just that was the one that killed us in almost one hit. Like
Really?
the water beam never even touched us. Like I think that the water beam is powerful but quite easy to dodge.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, if you get hit by that when you're armoured up, that's probably the thing that'll do the most damage to you.
yeah, because
It's
it'll
like
be
the side slams
elemental
and its
damage.
tail swipe are probably its most dangerous, I would say. Like, especially because it can cover a lot of ground with the big, like, kind of tail flip move that it does.
So, I mean, seeing as we're talking about the actual fight itself, I suppose this is a good chance to start off by talking about the new stats effect that it's introduced with, which is referenced in the description as well, which
Yes.
is the bubbles.
Yeah, you get covered in flary liquid and slippy sliding all over the place if it gets enough on you.
Which I think is absolutely fantastic. It's
Yeah,
so
it's-
funny.
It's really good because it's sort of a risk and reward thing because the bubbles do give you little buffs.
Yeah,
Like there's a health bubble and a damage bubble.
Standard bubbles give you, like, evasion. And there's, like, various other bubbles that are, like, red, which give you attack buffs, and green just allows you to get your health back if you can claim the bubbles in time.
If you get fully bubbled, though, I'm right in saying it's kind of like the snowball stats effect.
Yeah, I think if you get bubbled enough, you can't do anything.
You get,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you sort of
you get
just slip
bubbled
everywhere,
twice.
don't you?
Yeah, you lose control when your character kind of slips and slides everywhere and you can't attack.
they have that in the introduction cutscene for the Mizu in this game. What's the small monsters that are trying to like attack or something along those lines?
It's the prowlers.
It's the
are just, like,
prowlers.
walking
That's it.
past.
Yeah, and they get all bubbled and they're kind of flying about, and the Mizu's just kind of sitting there lazily, isn't it? It doesn't really do much. Just kind of sitting there having a nice snooze, and then you come along and ruin its day. But yeah, very fun fight.
That's what we do.
Very fun fight as a whole.
Right, should we zoom out for a second and just talk about what the Mizu is?
Yeah.
So he's sort of quite a long. He's another one a bit like last week, sort of an Easternish dragon.
Mhm.
But the overall body shape I think is quite similar to Lagiacrus, but then it's got sort of a third, obviously fox-like design.
Yeah.
Like you said just now, very cool design. And it
Yeah.
moves very elegantly and swiftly. Sort of, it's not flying or anything, but the way it moves, it is very. Seems like it's like swimming through the air.
Yeah, it's gliding, isn't it? Well, the way I kind of took it is that it's laying down its fairy liquid and flying about the place. You know, like
Yeah.
a slip and slide. And fly. If you, actually, as a brief aside, we had a slip and slide in our garden, put fairy liquid on it. I don't recommend it because it ripped the hell out of like our skins. Don't do that.
What? Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What the hell did you? Like, that doesn't sound right because I've
Yeah, 'cause
had.
it like softens up your skin, does it
to be
not?
fair, it was quite an old slip and slide, and I don't know if the tarp was getting.
That's what I'm assuming was going to be
Broken.
the issue here. Yeah, that it's.
But yeah, like we came out and like,
Ripped to
we're all
shreds.
like scraped and bloody and sore.
You're like, wait, look at me, I'm a Mizutsune. You fucking bastards.
Sorry, on you go, Luke.
Yeah, so the design is very Eastern inspired, and then obviously being an Eastern dragon, and the fox is quite a sort of considered quite a magical creature in Japanese like folklore.
Yeah.
Like it's used to mean the trickster in sort of the same way that Snake is over here.
Yep.
It's the Tama no Mo Mei or something like that it's called, isn't it? The one it's referred to.
So I think the Tamamomo is Snake and Bubble, and
Yeah,
it's because Kitsune is Fox.
Kitsune is fox. Yeah, because I mean, a couple JRPGs I've played. I'm thinking, namely, The World Ends With You and Persona 4. Well, Persona 4 has a whole side quest where you talk to a fox by like a shrine. It's like a mystical fox comes and helps you in the dungeons game, and then The World Ends With You has like fox enemies that are magical as well. And I suppose as well you have your whole like myth of the nine-tailed fox as well. Like you got like your nine-tails and Pokemon as well. So it is very much a mystical creature in Japanese mythology, which I don't know where that stems from personally, but
I mean, the sort of the foxy trickster sort of thing. You have a little bit of that over here as well.
fantastic Mr. Fox, that devil rogue. I mean, the whole kind of Eastern. Well, actually, I would go as far to say is just pure and simply Japanese design. That kind of.
Well, yeah. The reason I say Eastern, not Japanese, is because I think you can make an argument like the four fated four all sort of represent East, North, West, and South. We'll go into more of the others, and also the seasons, as Jas has mentioned before.
I can see where you're coming from that already. I'll be interested. So you're thinking obviously Mizutsune is East, and I think that's indisputable to be honest as well.
Yeah, I would go with Gammoth for the North.
Yeah.
I think.
Aslos South?
Yeah, I'm thinking Aslos quite sort of Middle Eastern.
I would say South American, but cool.
A little bit of both. And then Glavenus is West, because,
West.
well, it just looks like the sort of monster we like over here, don't we? Because we're pretty stupid. And he's just... I mean, I really like the Glavenus, so that's not like throwing shade on the dinosaur. It's just like, he's big and tough and he's got a sword for a tail. Oh yeah, the fucking Americans will love that. But back to the...
It has been referred to like in memes and stuff like that, like as a dinosaur.
Nice, I like that.
I mean, the kind of Japanese influence it ties into not just his actual like background design and like the name of the monster as well is quite Japanese as well, obviously stemming from Kitsune, and I think Mizu means water in Japanese or something. Yep. But also
It's either water or bubble.
Something along those lines, yeah. But then the fact it's also it's the flagship monster for in Generations for Yukumo Village, which is quite plainly Japanese influenced in its design, and in addition to that, the music itself and the fight, which whilst I'm a bit on the fence about whether Mizu is my absolute favourite monster, it's definitely up there. This track is without a doubt my favourite track in the whole game.
Yeah, definitely.
Easily.
I love the Mizu music.
One of the developers actually, let me see if I can file this out again. It's like the executive of the Monster Hunter whole series. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation here, but Ryozu Sugimoto, I believe is how it's pronounced. He talked about.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to repeat that.
Repeat it 3 times.
Thank you. But Sugimoto-san was on about how he talked about the music itself and how they talked about how they used like the purposely used Japanese music for its theming as well. So they've got like the shamisen and another instrument called the shakuhachi, which is apparently a traditional flute. Use those both in the theme, and it's very much like your kind of traditional sort of Japanese music, isn't it? Like type we've heard like before in Okami and things like that. So
Oh yeah.
I really like that they brought that into the theme music as well, and it's probably why
And then the Japanese sort of influence also extends to the armour set that you get, which at first glance very obviously based on like kimonos. Apparently it's based on a traditional like fox wedding from Japan, like the bride and groom's wedding attire,
That's cool.
male and female one. It's a very cool little look.
One thing we never really talked about as well, just back to the actual monster itself, is that its kind of fins and frills change colour depending on what mood it's in, which I think is a really, really cool element to the design as well. Like, I think it's definitely, they turn red when it's in rage mode, and it's kind of...
Yeah, it's one of the easiest monsters as well. Like, I think to tell when it's in rage mode.
Yeah.
Like, all the monsters tend to have something like really subtle.
Then he just goes bright red.
Just goes bright red, yeah. But it's a neat touch to it, because it's very much a, beautifully designed monster, like very, ornate fins and appendages, and to see them change colour during the fight is a really neat touch as well.
So a fun little fact, actually, Mizutsune. All the ones you meet in the game apparently are male, because it says in the hunter's notes that the female ones have like different fur on their backs, and you never see one like that, so you know the ones you're fighting are all male.
Alright. There you go.
They're teasing us for a subspecies, is that it?
One of the
Maybe.
deviants, maybe a female. I don't know if that's been touched upon yet, but I suppose that's a good seg. there's a deviant now, but we're not going to talk about it too much because we don't know anything.
Yeah, none of us have played Cross yet.
Yeah.
Not watched anything, and I don't plan on watching anything because I'll wait until the game comes out.
We've got a name for it, which is the Heavenly Eye Mizutsune, but that's all.
Well, that's just the Japanese names. They might not translate it.
Yeah, so it's probably
identically.
gonna. It could be changed to something else. I like the name, definitely the name
Yeah.
of the deviant, but as to how the fight goes or what it's like, not a Scooby.
But yeah, hashtag Monster Hunter Cross for the West.
And hashtag for the Switch, please.
Hashtag for Luke, please.
Yeah, if you just want.
Just give me a copy.
Yeah, if you want to
No,
just.
fuck everyone
Yeah,
else, just
would you get
let me
much
know.
out of it if it was just you? I mean, you get a decent amount, sure, but like,
Let's find new
I
friends.
think you'd at least
Let's find
want some
Japanese friends.
Okay.
Is that it? Is this?
No, I was meaning like they could just like translate one copy of the game and give it to me.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
that'd be the end of Monster Mash though if that happened.
I'll just sit here and record it on my own.
Put on voices for the rest of us. I'm Andrew Royce.
Thanks.
Anything else on your boy, the Mizutsune?
Not too much at all. As I said, it's one of my favourite monsters. Full stop. I mean, I love the influences and I love the design of the monster. I like the fight as I put it as well. A lot to love with the Mizu, and
Yeah.
I'm glad it's getting a deviant too because
Definitely well up there.
it's going to be an interesting fight to see how they can tweak and change that to be even more interesting. I'm sure they'll manage, no bother.
I think that would be really good if they made the deviant like the female version.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
The Mizutsune.
Well, they've kind of teased it there, I suppose, haven't they?
Mm.
Well, I suppose one thing we didn't talk about it is what's it called in Japanese then? Because obviously the naming conventions for it just.
It's Tama. Tama.
Yeah, we touched on it briefly there because that's where I said about it's a snake, bubble, fox.
Mhm.
Whereas we just got
No
water
reason,
fox.
like they just kind of they wanted to like they just shortened it down. Like, the only other kind of decision they tried to go with was Mitsune.
But they said that was too short.
Apparently the director didn't like it. It was like too short, and so they kind of just cut off like the Tama part because they were worried people couldn't pronounce the whole like Japanese name.
Mitsune was too
Capture Limit
short,
would.
but like Gammoth isn't. Like what?
Yeah, but Mizutsune is sort of quite a sort of poetic name that rolls off. Suits it. Too short wouldn't really suit the monster.
Mhm.
Whereas Gammoth is a big blunt elephant, so it deserves a nice.
Well, I think just Mitsune.
Fair enough.
Mitsune, like,
It
would-
doesn't feel right. I suppose that's because it doesn't feel right because we know of the monster already.
Does anyone else find when you say Mizutsune, you can't help but sort of put on a little bit of an accent?
Oh,
Well,
It's one of those
that's
words
probably
you
one of the
can't
reasons
say
I
without
never
sounding
bothered
like a
to say
weirdo.
it in full. Yeah, that's why I always just say Miz, I think, because it's too much effort to like try and say it. So,
to be
fuck
fair,
it.
it's the latter half of it is from Kitsune.
Like the hardest part is just trying to get like the Z and the T sound in now.
So, next week, Monster Mash hits the runway as we hit Monster Hunter's most glamorous monster, which I lovingly call the Glamoth, but you'll know it as the Gamoth. So join us for that one next week. Other than that, where can they find us, Luke?
Well, they can look us up on Twitter at Monster Mash Pod, and we're also on Facebook, YouTube, whatever you use to listen to podcasts. Just search for Monster Mash, and hopefully you'll find us. And you can tweet at AndyMan949 your best attempt at copying his voice.
Brilliant.
Andy, we're not accepting entries from you.
Oh shit, I was pretty good at doing my voice, I thought, but fine.
Having said that, there's not even a prize, so do what you like. Other than that, thank you for listening.
See ya!
I'm in full. And so is the Miz. Here we go.
Oh, so.
Fuck. You're branching out into the Americans.
Another wrestling category, you know.
It's too much. It's too much.
You said the Miz, you can't blame us for that one.
I don't fucking know what the wrestlers' names are.
You cannot pronounce it half with a T and half with a Z.
Someone you know
Bye.
here, boys. What was that?
That was a one-hit kill.
Get good, lads. Come on.
Just moved.
Genuinely just like reared its fucking back legs or whatever.
He died at exactly the same time.
Yes. It's bullshit.
He crashed instantly.
Yeah, I just got saved by Moxie while you were gone, so it's not like I can do much better.
Let's abandon this. It's gonna work.
Ah, we could have had him, boys. We could have had
We
him.
absolutely were not about to go. You just said you got saved by a Moxie, and we both died. There was nothing.
Cowardice. That's what that was. Cowardice, Andrew.
Well,
Yeah, on the record, so that was handy.
you totally disagree.
Well, I was last to leave, so like I was like, well, if everyone else is doing it, I've got to. I don't really find the quest again though.
I'm pretty sure we're in the same place as
You talked to the woman by the door.
I was like
Oi.
2-6.
Chat her up, say, alright bird, have you got one of those quests with the Miz? Right, back in for...
Oh, we're in the fucking game, I bet.
Sweet look.
3, 2, 1. We're back in the game.
So, I mean, you have a nice pleasant evening, and then the last thing you need is some twat on a train making a stupid woo noise on repeat. Oh, fucking hell. Seriously, late night trains are the fucking worst. You should not put drunk people on trains.
I've wooed on many a train on the way home from wrestling. Oh, you got me.
Or not.
And you.
Smell you later, boys. Yes. Damn, girl.
Damn, you use a sexy Miz. A sexy Miz.
She like the kind of Miz you never seen before.
Nothing like your neighborhood or trying to find the words to describe this Miz without being disrespectful.
The way your tail move, I can't take it no more.
But Jazz has just knocked you down on the floor.
Shit on it! Shit on it! No.
Oh, there we go. That's all of us fainted in this one.
All the places that it could have fucking jumped.
Imagine it jumped towards one of us.
Oh, sweet. Hello, Foodie. Get in there. Get in there, my son. Oh, fuck's sake. Way, suck on that.
Tripped up on your own bubbles, didn't you? You can.
No!
Oh,
off screen there, but I didn't see where he was jumping to, and I thought I was going to get hit, and then
I couldn't see him because he chucked a bubble at me and then he jumped all the way across the map. Ah, motherfucker.